As a result of the European Union clearly siding with George Soros and the Laurie McBride Jesuits and trying to exercise censorship on freedom-loving countries by imposing fines on social media giants just because they don't censor certain speech, we have banned the European Union under conspiracy law. Okay, so I've updated my law requiring every single member nation state that's a member of conspiracy law to ban the European Union. The federal government is defined as the federal government of a nation that is a conspiracy law honoring nation. Conspiracy law does not recognize the European Union as a conspiracy law honoring body. All conspiracy law honoring nations demand that the European Union be dismantled and taken down, allowing each nation inside the European Union to have their own sovereignty. Any conspiracy law honoring nation that is a member of the European Union will be considered a terrorist nation under conspiracy law. And those nations that are conspiracy law honoring nations will declare war on any and all nations that are willingly and knowingly members of the European Union. The European Union is run by George Soros, who's a war criminal and a terrorist. All European Union member nations have 1 week from September 12, 2018 to withdraw from the European Union, or they will be considered a terrorist nation, and we will declare war on all nations that are terrorist nations. The European Union has just passed a law that is a form of censorship that we absolutely, as freedom-loving, conspiracy law-honoring nations, will not recognize. Any nation that honors any edicts or laws issued by the EU will be considered a terrorist nation, and all conspiracy law-honoring nations will declare war on all EU member states or nations. China is experiencing a civil war, and for this reason, we will divide China into two nations. Conspiracy Law China, under the leadership of Hu Jintao, and myself, and George Soros China, under the leadership of George Soros and Laurie McBride. All Chinese citizens must take allegiance to honor Hu Jintao, not his clone, and me as their leader. We will use brain emotion reads to determine loyalty. Those who rebel against Hu Jintao and who willingly and knowingly support the Soros-Laurie McBride Chinese leader will be executed for treason. Russia is working with Conspiracy Law China to lead the military forces that will fight all those we deem to be terrorist nations. A terrorist nation is any nation that willingly and knowingly dishonors conspiracy law and me as the leader of all conspiracy law honoring nations. Donald Trump is my representative as U.S. President and must be protected at all costs. He and his family need to live on Church of Gail and not make any public visits without the permission and protection of my men to spare his life. The Conspiracy Law Alliance of Nations definitely includes the United States, Russia, Conspiracy Law China, and Conspiracy Law North Korea. We have quite an alliance, and I'm confident that several member states of the European Union will defect from the European Union to join us. Within each of these conspiracy law honoring nations are traitors who willingly and knowingly strive to usurp my leadership of these nations. These traitors, as conspiracy law honoring nations, these traitors must all be executed. We will use brain emotion reads to determine who willingly and knowingly supports Laurie McBride and George Soros and the deep state. These people will be executed for high treason against our freedom-loving alliance of conspiracy law-honoring nations. Laurie McBride and George Soros are evil tyrants who strive to impose their lies and murder on everybody. This absolutely will not be tolerated. Any and all organizations that willingly and knowingly support Laurie McBride or George Soros are considered war criminals under conspiracy law, and anybody or any nation that willingly and knowingly supports them and or their policies or edicts will be treated as war criminals under conspiracy law, and all such nations that support these criminals will be considered terrorist nations under conspiracy law. Once we label a nation as a terrorist nation, it means we've declared war on that nation, and anybody who willingly and knowingly supports that terrorist nation against us will be treated as a war criminal under conspiracy law.